Congratulations! You've purchased your very first digital kit, but you're not sure what you're supposed to do next. This is the video for you. Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. We have a brand new digital kit to work with. Chapter 1 Papers has actually they have two kits out. The Pink Summer Blooms and the Pink Summer Blooms kit. All right, so these are a few of the pages. Let's just say you've just purchased this kit, or you've just purchased a kit and you're just not sure what to do. I print them on cardstock. That way they're nice and firm, that you can use them to slip in and out of pockets. And these make lovely pockets as well as journaling cards that can fit inside the pockets. I don't print them all on cardstock. I print the rest of the pages on copyweight type of paper. Now I have an HP Color Laser Jet Pro. So I'm able to coffee dye the back of my papers after I print them. I know not everybody has a LaserJet printer, but you can print both sides of your paper. That will give you the similar effect as a coffee dye on the back. Or you can leave your papers completely white and just ink up the edges and go with that. Lots of people do that, and there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. You have some that are either double printed on both sides, or maybe you've left some white. You've printed some on cardstock, so you've got your cardstock. You've printed the ones that are either tags or journaling cards. You can use them as pockets. You've printed them on cardstock. Now you've got all these gorgeous papers, and now what shall we do with these? Let's just take, for instance, this page. This page you could use just like this. Now my printer prints a border. I always cut my border off. You could use it just like this as a full page, or you could actually cut out these little sections that they have here and use them as individual sections, so that this would be a page about this size, and then these would be a long rectangle. Now that's exactly what I have chosen to do with this kit, is just remove these pieces and not keep them as a whole. But you could. There's no reason why you couldn't keep them as a whole. I have spent some time, and I actually used my tear ruler and I tore all those sections apart. There is a page in this kit that looks like this. I actually tore each strip apart, and that's where I got these strips right here. They would make lovely belly bands, page edges, lots of things that you can do with these strips. You could leave it just like this and use it as a page, but I did choose to tear mine. And you could cut them. If you don't want to tear it, you could cut these strips out. I also, when I used my tear ruler and I tore my pieces out, I took the time and I inked up my edges. I used my Vintage Photo Distressed ink, and I did all of them. I cut my very small labels out with my scissors, but I tore my other pieces with my tear ruler. I think they look absolutely gorgeous. And I love the fact that I have so many pieces to work with for my journal. This is a little seed pocket, and of course I did cut that out. Now if you print your seed pocket out and you don't have a LaserJet printer, you can print on this side as well if you want some type of color on the inside of your seed pocket. Let's talk about putting this journal together. Remember when I spoke about printing a couple of the pages on cardstock? And I went through the kit and I picked these 2 pages for a cover. I think all of the pages are gorgeous, but these 2 really spoke to me as a cover. Now, because I have ripped my other pages, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to rip out my cover as well. So just getting the edge and I'm just ripping it down just like that. I'm going to rip out the other 3 sides, but I'm just going to show you that I take my sponge and I ink up my torn edge, and then I'm going to turn it on this side and I'm going to ink up the torn edge on this side. I think that really looks real nice. I like that look of the torn edge. So I'm going to prepare this page as well as this page, and then we're going to see how are we going to construct this journal. I have my pages all torn and inked up, so they're ready to go. You can also add other pages to your journal. How about some coffee dyed tracing paper? That would be lovely. Or maybe you would like to add some coffee dyed copy weight paper. You could even add some lined loose leaf book page. So those are some other options that you can add to your journal. You might think about grabbing a few of your envelopes and you could pop those into your journal. Let's start combining our pages and making our signature. I'm going to separate all my smaller pieces into one area so that I can concentrate on the larger pieces, like something like this size or even this size, that we can make into a page. See, I did not tear this one down, so I kept some like this and then I tore others apart. So you can have a variation of different sizes and shapes in your journal to make it more interesting. Here are the larger pieces that I have. Now, because I've torn everything on the edge, I really need to tear the edge of my pages that I'm going to use as, I'm going to call them fillers. I have prepared my lined book page, my tracing paper, and my coffee dyed copy weight paper. All this does take a little bit of time. The details, it's all in the details. These are the 2 that I chose for my cover. And then I chose this one for, I was even thinking I could put them together like this and I could sew around the edge. I could even take a notch out of here and make it as a tuck spot on the cover. I thought that would be really fun. I also thought that I could take this and take some lace and glue it here and then take this piece and put it on top and have it so that, let's see if I can turn this so you can see, that it would be sandwiched in between the 2 pieces of cardstock. And that would make a very sturdy cover, the 2 pieces of cardstock together. But I do think that this would be beautiful. Let's go ahead and let's give this a try. So I've got my lace here. It's an off-white, it's fairly heavy. And this is the cover, the piece, the cardstock that I want. I would like it to look like this when it's completed, folded. So I'm going to take a few moments. I'm going to get I'm just not sure which glue to use. I'm actually thinking I'm going to use my art glitter glue because it dries so quickly. I'm going to place the other one on top, sandwich the lace in between, and then I'm going to sew it around with my machine. And I don't want my machine to get the needle to get all gummed up with glue that has not dried yet. adding my glue to the edge of my page. I'm going to do the rest of the sides. I have all my lace glued on all 4 sides, and now I'm going to add my glue to glue the 2 cardstocks together. Now I did not have to dye this paper with the coffee dyed, but I didn't really know how I was going to use it, so when I was coffee dyeing all my pages, it just got put in there and I coffee dyed it along with all the rest of them. Making sure my little basket is right side up. I don't need it to be stuck down well because I am going to go and I'm going to take it to my machine and I'm going to sew around the edge. So here is our cover. I'm very pleased with it. I'm going to let it dry before I fold it. So let's think about our signature now. Here are all the pages that I have prepared for the signature. I'm just going to separate them out into the tracing paper, the larger digitals, the coffee dyed paper, and the pages that are a little smaller. Do I want to start with a printed digital? Remember, this is our cover. And when we open it up, this will be the inside. So this would sit within the journal like this. Well, that's lovely. Actually, they're all lovely because it's a journaling kit. So all of the pages blend together. This is the cover. We could repeat the cover again if you wanted to. There was something about this one that I really liked. I would like to choose this one as the front cover of my signature. Let's crease it in half. And let's place it back in our journal here. If that's half, because I haven't folded it yet, oh, it will fit nicely within our journal. That is absolutely gorgeous. What do we want for our next page? Shall we have a crinkle page? Oh, I always love to put a crinkle page in right away. Sometimes the very first page, I like to have a crinkle page. All right, so maybe now we could downsize and make something like this. Now you could either fold it so that it would be like this, so you would have 3 coffee dyed colors together, and then you would see a page like this, or you could turn it and you could have your page like this. Or we could pop in a full spread. Maybe we need a full spread. You could also shorten the page like this, and then you could have a flip out or a fold out, however you want to say that. I'm looking at where the stem is to this flower. Oh, you could do it this way too. Speaking of the stem of the flower, you could do it this way and fold it up for a built-in pocket. And then, or you could fold it this way for a built-in pocket, and then it would give some color on the pocket size. And then fold it. You would fold this to be the size of the page or smaller. And then you would fold it again, and then it would be a smaller page that had a built-in pocket. That's another option that you can do. Remember, we also have our envelopes. Now at any time, you could use the flap of the envelope and use it to sew into your signature. I really like this one envelope that I have. It has interesting coffee spray on it. Any of the envelopes that I would use, I would want to go in and ink up the edge so that it matched everything. We could put that right in there for the first. You could even put it on here and use it like that. There's so many different options that you can do. Maybe something like that, and then it would be staggered, staircased. I like this. Sometimes if you just work with it until you kind of get the feel before you just start saying, yeah, this is going to be the way and I'm going to do it this way. You can just work with what you have and try out different things. I think that's gorgeous. So that would be your front page. So look how that has changed from this to this. We've elevated it by just layering up different pieces that was in the kit and that you have added. The envelope was added out of your own stash. I usually add things like this later. I like to get the pieces that I'm going to sew together, place together so that I can get them sewn and sewn into my cover. Sometimes, but I find it to be very rarely, that I decorate before I sew it together. So we've got an envelope. Let's go ahead and fold this in half. I'm just looking at the image to see which way I want it to go. I think I want it to go this way. A coffee dyed lined book page. Let's do that. And let's fold it up so we have maybe a little pocket like this. And then, well, I think I folded it crooked. And then let's fold it in half. This is going to be a very small page. Well, let's do this one and let's have it be a fold out. Let's fold this so we have a fold out. So I'm going to fold it this way first, and then I'm going to fold it in half, or you could fold it so it's just a little bit on the side. Now here's where I'm going to line it up a little bit because I really don't want this to be crooked. Alrighty, so we're going to put it into our journal like this. We'll sew it in like this, and then when they turn the page, they have their fold out. There is a digital page that has the music on it. I think the music right here would be lovely. It has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages ago we used our tracing paper. So I think it's time for some more tracing paper. Okay, we've got this page left. I have this page, the ones that I've prepared. We could do a full page. I have this one available. Let's see about this as a full page and pop it right here so it would look like this going into it. How about some line book page and then maybe this one. Don't want to get it too awful thick. I don't want my signature to be super thick. I do want my lines to go up and down. This is a little too long. And I'm thinking on those, I'm thinking about the tags. Now we've got these tags. If this is folded in half with made a pocket at the bottom, will it still fit these tags? Oh, there's a good chance that it might still fit the tags. With that said, I'm going to fold this up, and it needs to be tall enough to hold your tag in. We'll see if this works. I'm not sure. There's a good chance that it will. Okay, so we've made our built-in pocket, bringing our signature back in. I have this one. Ooh, I want that one to go this way. All right, maybe we need to pick this and pop it right here. Yeah, I think this, we've gone back to the beginning of our signature. Finish with a big page in the middle, or would I rather finish, because this is the center, this is the very center, would I rather finish like this? I think I would rather finish. This is the other side. Oh, right here, we might need a little something. It's awful dark, but you know, we always have these little pieces that we can add. I'm just thinking, do I need to do something else? Do I need to add this? I mean, that changes everything on the other side too. It's so multifaceted. I find it so fun and interesting to add pages, see how they interact with each other. I'm putting pages in different directions. You know, whether you fold the page this way and put it in, or whether you fold it this way and put it in. It makes all the difference. It really does. Don't have a fold out on this side. Let's do a fold out on that side, and that's what we'll do here. Folding my page in, I'm gonna fold it in about right here, and then I'm gonna fold it so this end meets the edge, and this is where it goes into the signature. And this is where it's gonna go. It's gonna fold out like that. So it's gonna look like this. Let's bring in our other pieces and pop them back on. And this is just how I work. I look at how everything looks, how it's gonna go together, how it looks from the back side, not just the front side, but the back side, how it looks when you're turning the pages. And then that's going to be the center of our signature. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do we want another envelope? Since we already have one, I've got a couple more I've pulled. This one I've inked up pink and everything. Yeah, I think we need to add this envelope. Now, look, right here, it's kind of got all that coffee color, which is not bad. The coffee color's not bad. Let's look at it this way. Do we have a lot of coffee color going this way? Not so much. Not so much, but we do have it right here. Right here. Let's add our envelope. Now that's about the same size as this page right here. But look how pretty that is coming out of it, like that. All right, or we could put it in this way. You do not have to put it in that one way. You could put it in this way, and when you flip it, you would have a pocket. Oh, I like that idea. All right, let's do that. I also have some of those CD envelopes that we made together in a video. How about if we stick that in there? Now, do I want to cover that CD envelope now or later? Because it would not be as easy to cover it up after it's inside our signature. I've chosen this image to go inside. It's all glued in, and we have, I do think we have it set up the way I'm pretty happy with. Do we have any envelopes on this side? Oh, I don't think so. We have a flap. We have this flap. All right, so shall we put this over here instead of on that side? We put it on this side. Yeah, let's do I like how it sticks out there? Not so much. Do I like how it sticks out here better? Yeah, I think that looks great there. Now it's time to get this all the way we want it. We're going to need to clip it so that it doesn't move on us. All right, I think that's the way I would like that. I actually have some super duper large paper clips. What happened to my envelope? Something happened to my envelope. I lost my envelope. I'm just going to see. Me and measuring. Oh yeah, I can measure it and say, oh, that's half, and then I fold it and then it's not half. So I'm going to do it this way first. That's about right. Huh, not bad at all. That looks fantastic. Okay, now how does it look with this in there? Absolutely super, super duper pleased with that. Let's get the signature sewn in. So if you watched my channel much, you know that I really like to use the method of this piece of paper that you fold the long ways, and it is as long as your signature. That's pretty close. And you fold it in half already, and then you're going to fold it in half again, and then you one more time fold it in half, and where the creases intersect, that's where you're going to put a little dot, and that is where you're going to be placing your awl to make your hole in your signature as well as your cover of your journal. I'm going to pop this on. I have a piece of foam, put my journal on. I'm going to use my bone folder. I'm going to make sure this signature is down in. Take my awl straight up and down, guys. Not to the side, not at an angle. Straight up and down, all the way through. All right, pretty pleased with that. I can see the light through the holes. Remove your cheat sheet. Okay, we're gonna need our thread. I have bookbinding thread. Now I'm gonna put dangles on this, and I like to use, I use more thread than I need because at the end when I'm sewing on the beads, I have to have enough thread or I can't manipulate that. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. That's way more than you need, but I go 4, okay? All right, guys, we're not doing anything fancy. We're going to go in the center hole, pull it through, leave yourself a tail, go in one of the other ones. It does not matter which one. Pull it through, check to make sure it's not caught on anything, down to the end hole, check to make sure you're not caught on any of these big paper clips, back into the center hole, pull it through. You're going to want to be, well, before we do that, I'm going to get my 2 ends right here. I'm going to give myself a little bit of thread. I'm going to even this up best I can. And in doing so, you might find that you stitch through the thread. And if you did, pull it out. All right, so now you need the center thread. You need one of these threads to be on one side and one to be on the other. Check one more time that it's not caught on anything. Pull it gently, don't rip anything, and give yourself a knot or make yourself a knot. If you're using embroidery thread, that's okay, but you will need to leave it open, put a dollop of wet glue there just to make sure that that embroidery thread stays knotted. Sometimes it slips and then you'll have a wiggly signature, and we don't want a wiggly signature. All right, you guys, let's look and see how have our pages turned out. We've got our envelope, and got our page. Ooh, that's a little wonky. You know what? Don't worry, Cathy. We can fix that. Look, you can put this on here and make it look straight. So we can fix that, but that is crooked. Okay, here we go. Like that. Here's a fold out. Here's our little page with our built-in pocket. Another little piece. Our book page, tracing paper. That's the flap to the other envelope. Okay, I'm liking this. It looks good. There's our center. Okay, back the other side. We're going back down the hill. Oh, I love that together. That looks fantastic. And I love the addition of the tracing paper. That actually looks like a pocket, but it's not. And we have our fold out. Another little pocket. Oh, that's pretty. I think that's the crooked sheet. Doesn't look crooked on this side though, does it? I wonder if it's an optical illusion. No, it's not either, that sheet. What one is that that's crooked? Oh, that's that half, that little tiny piece. It will be crooked. It's right here. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. That's pretty doggone crooked. We're gonna have to tear it and put something back behind it because that's super crooked. Okay, that's the only thing that really didn't turn out like perfect, right guys? But that's fixable. We can fix it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I have truly enjoyed making this together from, beginning to this stage here. Our next stage is we're going to have to decorate it, and we can start decorating it tomorrow. You guys, all through this video, I've put up a code. Go down to my description. Chapter 1 Papers has a link. Use the code and you can get this beautiful kit at a discount. You guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.